It's Sundays at Tracy's challenge. If you're new here, my name's Tracy.bish and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia, and I go live every Sunday with a new challenge. I'm actually just trying to get my video up on my laptop. So if you are new here, welcome. I'm glad that you found me. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I go live twice a week on Thursday afternoons at 5 o'clock Australian Daylight Saving Time at the moment. We'll be going back to Eastern Standard Time soon. And also Sunday here at 8:30. So welcome everyone. Hi Rachel, how are you? Alrighty, so this week's challenge, I thought we'd do a colour combo challenge, which I love doing colour combo challenges because they're a lot of fun and it's always great to see what everyone else comes up with. Good morning, Marion, how are you? So I have a really soft colour palette for this week. The colours are, and it's really even hard to see, soft seafoam, pale papaya and flirty flamingo. And I actually really want to know, when you see these three colours together, what stamp set comes straight to mind? Or what do you think of when you see these colours together? Because I see a whole heap of different things and I'm really excited to see what everyone creates with it. I will say I pulled these colours from the DSP that I'm using today. So I didn't just pull these colours out from where my ink pads are sitting. I did pull them from my DSP, but I love these three colours together. Rachel says bridal or baby. Yes, I was thinking rainbows too. I don't know why. And you can never go wrong with flowers either, I think, with these colours. Okay, so let me show you the card that we're creating. This one here. So cute. I love this one because this little nuts and bolts stamp set is so cute. Now you can use it for young children all the way up to old, more adult people. I think it is so adorable. So we've got three little robots here. One with carrying a little flower, one that's just by himself, and one with the heart. But the great thing is that heart you could die cut or punch out any shape and pop down in front of him. So it could be a balloon, it could be anything. And then we've got some really great sentiments in here, as well as two smaller stamps, so some more little hearts, and something that he could stand on, so a little bit of ground if you want to do it that way. But this is, I actually haven't played with this too much. I did get this a little while ago, but I have done a couple of cards with it, but I was so excited to pull it from my shelf and create today's card. So super cute card. Like I said, I did pull the colours from my DSP, which is Daffodil Afternoon. This is a celebration free item for a $90 order here in the South Pacific. Celebration is still on until the 16th, and I highly recommend, if you haven't got hold of all your celebration products that you're after, there's still a little bit of time, but this is so pretty, really, really pretty designer series paper, and I just have it here. I have taken a few out because I've been using it quite a bit, especially yesterday. I played around with it a lot, but lots of daffodils. We've got some little crosses, beautiful, beautiful colours in this set. And like I said, this is a free celebration item just for placing a $90 order. So if you want to get hold of that, you can do so in my online store. And what I'll also use, because I've been able to pull those Stamping Blends colours, which I loved when I pulled the three colours out. I wanted to see straight away if I had the Stamping Blends, which we have Pale Papaya, Soft Seafoam and Flirty Flamingo in Stamping Blends. So I was really, really happy. All right, so let's start with our kit. Pop that to the side. I have Flirty Flamingo as my card base, and I don't think I've even scored that in the middle. So I've spent quite a bit of yesterday creating some projects for the next few weeks. I've got a collaboration coming up, and will be videoing them this afternoon. So that's fun. and I also have to work on my card for Thursday. So I haven't worked on what card I'm doing for Thursday's live yet. I'll do that today. I'm not as organised as I have been in previous years, but I don't know, so far it's working okay for me. What's everyone else up to today? We also have, so I have a strip of this beautiful DSP, and I will have all the measurements over on my blog a little bit later on if you want the measurements for this card. So we have this one here, and what I did for this card is I cut out this larger Bermuda Bay flower from my DSP, but because I only have a small one there, I'm going to grab out another piece and we'll fussy cut it as one of those little flowers. I have done some pre-die cutting just to make it a little bit easier. I have my largest scallop from the Layering Circle dies, that's in Flirty Flamingo. And then we have the largest circle die, and that's just basic white. And I've actually used thick, I believe. That feels a little bit thick, so I like to use the thick when you're using your stamping blends, but it doesn't really matter because you are layering them two together. We have I pulled some scrap out of my scrap bin. We have soft seafoam and Flirty Flamingo that I'll cut down a little bit later on. We have a second strip of that beautiful DSP, and these are little hearts. So that would look so pretty in a baby card as well. Hi Judith, how are you? Hi Priscilla. You're from wet Sydney. Well, I'm hoping it's not too wet for you. And pale papaya. And what we're going to do with the pale papaya piece is I've got my gingham embossing folder. This one is in the mini catalogue if you're interested in this one. It really gives a really great impression onto your cardstock when you emboss with it. So I'll bring in, how well you can see that. To me, that looks like a robot embossing folder. So it's part of the Sweet Talk, that love sweet in the mini catalogue. So I'm going to run this one through really quickly, and we'll just do that super quick. So this is a fairly quick and easy card. I'm using a lot of layering of cardstock and DSP. Doesn't that turn out perfect? I really love that embossing folder. All right, so let's do our stamping of our robot. So we have our little circle, our largest circle. I'm going to bring in this cute little robot, and we're going to stamp him with Memento. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I'll stamp in Memento, and then I like to leave it to dry just a little bit because I find the stamping blends will bleed if you start colouring in straight away. So it's always good if you can leave it just that little bit longer to dry quite well. And while we have our ink pad out, let's do our sentiment. Now in this stamp set, there is a few different sentiments there. I really like this one, HB to you, so happy birthday to you. But we're going to use greetings, kind human. I think, what a cute little greeting. So I have that already set up on my block, and we're going to do that really quickly. Perfect. So like I said, not much stamping on here. We're going to do a fair bit of colouring. What I can do is I can bring in my trimmer, and we're going to just, this sentiment piece is a little bit bigger than I need. So I just want to cut that right down a little bit. And I do have measurements of how big my sentiment is cut down to. So you could certainly cut down your cardstock beforehand and start with that. I like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room because I find if it's not much room there to stamp, you can make mistakes. So nice and tight in there with that sentiment. There we have it. And then we can cut out our matting piece. This is Flirty Flamingo. So we have stamped on soft seafoam, which is that light green colour. And what I might do is I might just glue it straight down onto the Flirty Flamingo and then cut from there. I have measured my card from this piece. So this is pretty much what I did yesterday. Glued it down, cut it out, and then measured my final measurements for you guys that way. Done that. Let's bring that in so you can see that a little bit better. There we go. So I'm just adding that little bit of matting around, lining up in that track mark. Really easy to do. All right. Has anyone started your Easter projects? That's what I was working on yesterday, and I'm doing videoing of my Easter projects today, so that's fun. All right, let's pop our card or glue our card down. So we have our piece of DSP. This is actually very vanilla in the background. So my circle here could have been very vanilla if you wanted to keep it all together. Personally, I think when you're colouring with your stamping blends, it does make it a little bit easier if you're stamping on the white. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the side here. And I'll position where I want it. I want to be able to see a little bit on the side here. But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to add my Simply Elegant twine around these two pieces. So the Pale Papaya and the DSP. Marion says she's all done and ready to post. This is for her Easter projects. But now I've seen more that she loves. It's always the way, isn't it? All right, so I want to do a little bow on the left-hand side, so I'm just going to wrap around a couple of times. And I'll tie a nice little bow here on the left-hand side. Now, this Simply Elegant twine is in the annual catalogue. I love it. It comes in gold and silver. And I just placed another order on Friday and added a few more to my stash. I find gold and silver twine goes well with everything, and the chances are that Stampin' Up will probably get rid of this in the next annual catalogue. So I want to actually, let's add a knot here because I don't have multiple hands at the moment. There we go. And then I can do a little bow. Yeah, Stampin' Up will probably get rid of it in the next catalogue, which I'm super sad about, but I'm so happy that they put it in the annual catalogue, so we've had a full year of it as well. Usually they bring the silver and gold twine out in the holiday catalogue, and we only have it for that short period over Christmas time. So I've used it a lot. I won't tell you how many packages I've probably already gone through in the year. And I'm just going to bring in a glue dot to secure that knot there. So glue dots work really well to keep your bows in place. And if you just grab your glue dot and roll it around a little bit to create a little ball, it will sit under your knot perfectly, which is fantastic. Okay, and I'm going to glue that one down just with some liquid adhesive as well. we're going to pop up our circles, so I don't think that this layer really does need any extra pop-up. Marion said string bling and emboss. Haha, yes. They are my go-tos for sure. Okay. So super cute so far, isn't it? Let's bring in our little robot and we're going to quickly colour him or her in. I think because it's got pink in it, it sort of is a girl. We've got flowers in the background, so it works really well. So for underneath, in that stamp set, there is a like a ground stamp that you could stamp down. I'm actually just going to go in with the light soft sea foam and just colour around his feet, just so he's not standing on nothing. But you could definitely use that stamp that has the ground in it. That just sort of, it lightens a little bit once it dries as well. And with the light, I'm also going to do around his head. So his ears, the top of his head, and then his jaw. And you can colour these in any way you like. You could colour it all in the same colour. It doesn't really matter. And with the dark soft sea foam, I'm going to do in his face. It's a really nice light green. Perfect for babies' cards, this colour. And I think even the Flirty Flamingo, which is a little bit more brighter than the other two colours, with the blends, the light works really well. It's a really pale colour. So the light I'm just going to add down here. So there's 4 little compartments on his body. I'm going to bring the dark in for the opposite. And I'm not really colouring in anything special. I'm not doing any ink blending, but you certainly could. I just thought I'd leave it quite an easy card. So this is Pale Papaya, one of our in colours. Almost like an apricot colour. And then we have our dark. And then I'm just going to come back in with the dark soft sea foam and do his legs and arms. So this stamp set's definitely a great one for colouring. You could use the markers, you could do blender pens, you could, the watercolour pencils would work well. You could also stamp these for your kids and then get them to colour in with either textures or crayons, anything like that as well. Okay, so we have that one ready to go, pretty much. I thought we'd bring in our Winkers Stella and just add a little bit of sparkle. Now this was pretty much dead when I coloured my robot in yesterday, and I just added a little bit of the alcohol, so that isocol alcohol. You can get it at Bunnings here in Australia. It's that little alligator bottle. You can also get it at supermarkets, so Coles or Woolies. And I just took it apart, and you take this black piece out and just add a little bit inside, give it a really good shake, and that gives you a little bit more use out of it, because there's tons of really great sparkle still left in there. Now Marion's saying, what about the flower? I haven't forgotten, Marion. It's all good. I'm just going to grab some of my leftovers here, and we'll fussy cut this larger of the flowers. So there's 2 types of flowers in this DSP, a small and a large. In the Bermuda Bay anyway, there's lots of different flowers in there, so I'm just going to quickly fussy cut this one out. Like I said, if you're doing a card with this one, you could do any die cut shape or punch shape, or you can fussy cut from DSP or another stamp set. So many possibilities that you could pop here. He doesn't have to be holding that bolt. Whoop. So cute. So I'm going to bring in a mini glue dot to stick that little flower down. These mini glue dots are perfect for this. Oh, stick it to the right side. That would help. There we go. Judith says she loves Stella. Yes. Yes, and it's nice that you can get that extended use. So don't forget to add that little bit of alcohol to the bottom when it's completely dry. Okay, so let's bring the card back in. We're going to add adhesive to the back of our basic white circle, and we can stick straight down, and this just gives that tiny little bit of a border around the outside. You can see that pink popping through. So nice. You could change this up and make a boy card too. In this pack there is black paper with white crosses. You could make a boy card with that one. There's plenty of others in there as well that you could use. I'm going to bring some dimensionals in, and we're going to pop up this scallop. Don't know if you can hear that car out the front. People are coming and picking up their papers, their newspapers. It's a very loud car, but I'm not sure if it's coming through on the video or not. So we can pop our little piece down. And then I'm going to add a little bit of dimensionals here as well. And I'm just going to use those edge pieces. Let's see. That should be enough. Just on the middle piece, because it's going to go off our circle here. And because there's not quite enough bling with just our gold twine, let's bring in some rhinestones, and we'll just add, I'm just going to add one. You could add more if you like, but just in that center of the cute little die cut flower. How cute is that? Who wouldn't enjoy that card? Such pretty colors as well. So don't forget, we have for the whole week, the challenge for this week is soft seafoam, pale papaya, and flirty flamingo. All you need to do is just create a card or a project using those colors. Definitely add as many colors in as well if you would like to add more colors in. It doesn't have to be just those three. But take a photo of your project or card and then pop over to my Facebook page, and it is pinned to the top of my page, so you can find the post really easily. Pop your video or pop your photo in the comments there, and don't forget, have a look at what everyone else is creating as well, because it's always so nice to see everyone joining in and creating something fun, and it's great for inspiration as well. Thank you everyone. I'm glad that you enjoyed today's card. Alright, so I'll be back on Thursday at 5 o'clock if you want to come back and join me. Thank you everyone for giving me the thumbs up, and if you're new here, please subscribe as well. Alright, I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay out of the rain, and we'll see you all soon. Okay, bye. Oh, sorry Judith, I just saw that. You don't have any of those colours. Okay, that's fine Judith. Just use a pink, an orange, and a green. There's ways around it. Whatever you have there in those sorts of colours is always really fun to use. And that goes for everyone. If you don't have these Stampin' Up! Colours, use something very similar. And that's a great way around it. Hi Annette, thank you very much for joining in. And thank you for saying it's a lovely card. I really appreciate that. Alright everyone, have a great weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.